We didn't talk once this morning about the baby eagles, but just quick update, they are still in the nest.
They're still there.
At one point you said, look at the eagles, and all four of them were hanging out.
It was a family photo. One last family photo.
Those times are getting fewer and fewer and fewer, aren't they? Yep. Those two are going to fledge real soon. Okay, hey, what's up?
Hey, it's Monday, May 19th. We're just a couple of loaves loafing around.
Did you say it's my 19th? It's Monday, my 19th? You might have. It's fine. We were loaves.
We were loafing.
Like a couple of loaves.
What does your voicemail message sound like?
It sounds like, hey, what's up? It's Josh. Call me. Okay, bye.
Hey.
Hey. That's what I do. Hey.
The Quilters is a lovely documentary.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good one.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that with me.
The little blender that could or could not.
I tried.
I don't think it tried very hard.
Well, learn how to work it.
Josh ate lazy nachos in the bed.
Don't tell everybody. It's a secret.
Thanks to everyone that came to the Second Chance Prom on Saturday.
Yeah, it was awesome.
A great time. Josh's motorcycle ride got rained out.
And I'm sad about it still.
I know.
I want to go ride my bike.
I know. That's a lot of cheese, bro.
Yes. Yes, it was.
From the closing of the Pine Ridge Mall in Pocatello comes a new hair salon.
Oh, Purdy in pink.
I took a nap on purpose, and Josh woke up from an accidental one.
That is a fact.
We had a mini date.
It was romantic.
And there's a bed on a cliff or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not going. You enjoy your time, though.
I will.
We are Josh and Chantel. This is Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. Enjoy today's show. Let the weird week before Memorial Day weekend begin.
Why is it a weird week?
Because it's a short week, because lots of folks, us included, are trying to get the most out of the weekend. And so it's shorter in days for work, which means you got to do a little extra to make it all pan out.
Yeah.
That's typically how that goes.
Typically.
And then it's also like recovery from this weekend. I'm still beat.
Are you?
I am just beat.
You did a lot of work for that Second Chance Prom.
It's wild.
I just got to show up and dance.
Yeah.
I didn't do a lot of work, but I appreciate those who did. Thank you, Josh.
Well, and not as much physical. I mean, there's a bit of physical work, but it's the hustle of the whole thing, trying to coordinate things and be places and hit times, and like it's a run around. There's a lot of stuff to run around and get taken care of.
Right.
And to think about.
I know what goes. Yeah, I know what goes into party planning.
Yeah.
You did good. You and your team did good.
Yeah,
I wasn't part of your team.
Yeah, you're part of the team.
Well, I am part of the team, but I didn't do much in the way of, honestly, my role on the team was very minimal compared to some others. So thanks, guys and gals. You did great. You put on a good show.
I'm very much still trying to recover. It feels like I just haven't mentally dumped the whole thing and been like, it's done. You know, like it's finished for the year. I still feel like the weight of it, if that makes any sense.
I get it.
Yeah.
Just brush it off, man.
And then
move on to the next thing.
Yesterday, I didn't get out of the house much because it was super rainy, and so which was fine, just loafing around.
We were being total loafs.
A lot of loafing around, which you'd think you'd feel rested. We took a short nap. You said about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think it was much longer than that.
Just kind of fell asleep is what that was. Just
dozing.
Mm-hmm. Because we were loafing so much. Anyway, it's good to be in the studio. I feel like now I've got to get all my ducks in a row for this short week.
I know. Memorial Day weekend.
I know.
Woo, it's kickoff to summer.
Right. And I feel like that's where I might get my recovery. Standing in water, fly rod in hand.
That's what you're going to be doing.
That's after this short week. Friday, I mountains.
The countdown is on.
Friday mountains. That's my goal. If I can get to Friday mountains, life's good.
You'll get to Friday mountains.
Okay.
It's in the calendar.
Then it's going to happen.
We're
all right.
going to get there.
Okay. Well, hey, good morning. It's Josh and Chantel. I'm Josh.
I'm Chantel.
Chantel. And we're here in the studio. So, hi, good morning.
Josh, when you call somebody and leave a voicemail, What do you typically say?
Hey, what's up? This is Josh. I'm calling for this reason. Here's my phone number, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Brief.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little wordy, and it wasn't ever like they gave me instructions. Anybody ever gave me instructions on how to leave a
that's
voicemail?
fair.
So there was never any voicemail etiquette. What I learned from watching other people and listening to other people.
Okay.
And so I typically, when I leave a message, especially if it's a work message, I'll say, hey, it's, Chantel, here's the reason I'm calling. Give me a call back at this number. And then I'll say, again, before I hang up, I go, again, my name is this, and this is my number. You leave the
message twice.
Twice.
Why?
I don't know.
Because people can replay it. There's nothing more aggravating than somebody who goes, hey, this is so-and-so, and it gets all muffled in their name. This is calling from, and then they'll say the name of the place or whatever, and then they'll go on and on and on, and then they'll go, all right, call me back, blah, 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 phone number.
Yeah.
And you go like, what?
Yeah, some people say their phone number too fast, and then it's like, I can't. But also, you don't even really need to give your phone number because it's there.
Well, unless you're calling like a landline or something. Like if my office phone, if you don't leave your number, I don't know your number.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
What if I leave my number twice?
Oh, it's too many times. I need it once.
I want you to have it.
The hard part is like if I go, okay, I didn't catch your name, or I didn't catch the name of the company, or I missed an important piece of information, and it was like at the end of the message, and I have to listen to the whole thing again. That's when I go, just give me name, phone number,
and the reason that you're calling.
Brief reason for your call. I don't need all the details because if I'm going to call you back, I'll get them then.
I don't do all of the details. I do a brief like, hey, this is the thing I need to know. Give me a call back. But I do leave my number twice, which is so silly. I don't know
that's
why
interesting.
I do that.
I don't know.
I don't know where I learned that from.
But I also, if I call somebody and I know I'm calling their cell phone and I get a voicemail, I'll typically hang up and then, or the one of two things. I'll go, hey, I'm just calling for this quick thing. I'll shoot you a text. And then I do that.
Okay.
Nice. Like that's probably like a better way to handle it. If I call, it's usually because I need to have a conversation about something. If it's short, I'll shoot a text. If it's, hey, I finished that thing, it's done. Or whatever. Small communication, text. Conversation, I'm going to call you.
Yep, you're a caller.
Yep.
I only call you if I have to.
I know. I know.
Don't make me call you.
You never call me because you want to.
Not you. I call you all the time. Not all the time,
No.
but that's because we talk a lot to each other.
Uh-uh.
We see each other a lot.
When? I never hear from you. Ever. All day.
We spend a lot of time together, you and me.
This is true.
We hang out a lot.
You're working on your makeup right now?
Yeah.
And you've got 2 lines above your eyebrows, so it looks like you have 4 eyebrows.
Yeah, well,
just so you know.
I haven't blended that in yet.
I see that.
Because we had to do some talking.
I
got a job to do.
It's a little distracting in conversation, not going to lie.
Maybe I'll just leave it.
No. You should get that wrapped up.
If I raise my eyebrows like this, is it like raising?
No, because the other 2 don't move.
Ooh.
What? All right. Let's get you some good news to get you going this morning.
Okay.
Patients at Memorial Hospital, it's in Gulfport, Mississippi. They recently had their days brightened when window washers rappelled down the building with their buckets and squeegees to do the window washing. But as you do when you're working with children, you do it with a little extra flair.
Yeah.
So they dressed as superheroes.
Of course they did.
Right? The window washers dressed as Superman, Mr. Incredible, and Batman. They spent a little extra time outside the pediatric floor where they posed and smiled and played tic-tac-toe through the windows with the kids. As you do when you're doing stuff with kids. It's what you do. Superheroes. Jeff Wallace, who was dressed as Mr. Incredible, he said, we love to give back to the community, and this is a special place for my wife and me because a long time ago we spent a long time in intensive care here, and we made it. So we really have a great admiration for this place. And little things like that, pay it back or pay it forward or however you want to look at it. I think that's pretty special. So, if you're going to do stuff with kids, flare it up a little bit.
Well, flare it up
good.
with adults, too.
Well, yeah, sure. If Batman showed up, I'd be like, what is happening right now?
It'd be awesome.
I would be a little surprised. I'd be taken aback. You're right. If all of a sudden Batman walked by the window and was like, let me just squeegee that real quick.
Yeah, adults like superheroes, too.
That's right.
And adults need some more whimsical in their life.
Yeah, it's true. Might make everybody lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Oh, look. Saying. Batman's washing the windows.
Batman's washing the windows.
How about that?
Love it.
Yeah. Some good news to get you going.
So I stumbled upon this cute little show on Netflix called The Quilters.
Yes.
And it's not what you would expect it to be.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, did I walk back into the room and you were watching it or something?
Yeah.
And I see a prison show. And I go, what are you watching?
I like prison shows, actually.
Because you're afraid of jail.
I'm so afraid of jail.
And so that's why you like to see what's inside, to help yourself feel more at ease with your fear. So
no, it doesn't make me feel more at ease.
And you got these, these kind of gruff-looking dudes, and they're talking, and I go, what are you watching? And you go, it's called Quilters. And I said, what? And then within a few minutes, I understood.
Yeah, you got sucked in, didn't you?
A little bit.
So I think it's in Missouri.
Okay.
Missouri.
That's where the prison is?
Yeah, and they're inmates at a maximum security prison at 5. They're at the top level.
Okay.
And you can only work in their quilting department. It's a restorative justice that they have. And you can only work in the quilting department if you haven't had any prior, while you've been within jail, you haven't had any violations in jail.
Got it.
That's the only way you get to work there because there's sharps there.
Well, there's that, but it's also not necessarily, I guess, quote unquote, punishment.
There you go. Yeah.
It is an activity that you get to take part in as a privilege.
Yes.
For good behavior
and they make
and those types of things.
These quilts for foster children.
Yeah. It's really special.
It's so sweet.
And these guys are taking like very, very large amounts of time to make these things. They have deadlines, so they're a little bit up against it, but they're making their own designs.
Yeah.
They're it's fascinating. Like they got little notes and they've drawn out quilt patterns and they've done the math for the cutting.
Yeah.
And it's really impressive.
And all of their fabric, all of their supplies are all donated.
Yeah.
So it's kind of and they have them in piles. And it's just kind of adorable because they'll go in and they'll be like, all right, this is a little girl that I'm making this quilt for. And the one inmate was like, I really love butterflies because they remind me of my mom. So I try to put a butterfly in every quilt that I make. And these quilts are huge.
Yeah, really nice, big, beautiful quilts. And they have quality standards. Like one guy was upset that as he was quilting, it got a little bit of a wrinkle in it. And he said, that's not going to do. He goes, that won't pass my standards. And he took it out.
They unpicked it?
Unpicked the quilting. Can you imagine?
No way.
Oh. And they fixed it, and he put it back, and it all worked out. But that's quality work they're doing. It's really a really cool thing.
It is a really cool thing. And all of the dudes in there are just like, I just like it because it gives me something to do, and I feel productive, and I feel like I'm doing something worthwhile, and I'm helping these kids, and it was just sweet. And it's not very long. I think it was only maybe half an hour long.
Yeah, it was a great little show.
It was so just sweet.
Quilters, it's called, right?
Quilters.
The Quilters. You might not expect it to be one that pulls on your heartstrings, but there it is.
But it does.
It does. It does indeed. Aw. And it's on Netflix, you said?
Yeah.
Oh,
and some of them did better quilting than I did. I was like, hey.
Well, they've been practicing.
I can't get my squares to line up like that. What are you doing?
Taking time. Patience.
Good job.
That's what it is. A lot of patience.
I don't have that.
I know. I've seen you quilt.
I was pretty excited because I found these little packets of smoothie mix.
Okay.
So they're individually 8-ounce packets of frozen vegetables, and there's also some not frozen vegetables.
Like berries and stuff?
Or frozen fruit, and then there's also like some spinach and some stuff in there to make it more healthy.
That's a vegetable. Okay.
And then you just add your favorite juice
Okay.
or water,
All
and
right.
you blend it up, and there's your breakfast smoothie.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, perfect.
Is that what I heard you sawing at over here?
Well, that's my problem, isn't it? Because I got one of those little,
It's like a little bullet blender.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on. It's not blending.
Did you get it to blend yet or no? Are you still fighting it?
No, I'm still fighting it.
Is it on the blender and locked on?
Yes, Josh.
Don't yes, Josh, me. I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
Yes, Josh, I know how to use a blender.
Well,
But you're having an issue, so I'm trying to help solve, you know?
I don't know
So
why.
I got to troubleshoot. I got to ask real basics before I get more intense.
It's pretty basic. Like you put it on there and it says lock or unlocked.
Okay.
It won't blend unless it's locked.
All right.
I've had it on lock mode.
Okay,
And
good.
it is not blending.
So all I hear is you keep stabbing it with like a spoon handle, a plastic spoon going quick, 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 quick. Is it blending at all?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. And maybe I just need a little more water in
You know
there.
what you need to do?
What do I need to
is
do?
ask our daughter who has the same one at home.
I know.
And she rocks that thing.
I know
It
she
rules.
does.
She knows how to do it.
I know.
It will blend.
I know.
Something's just not right.
I know.
Because it's not. Is the thing turning?
I
The
mean,
blade?
I think so. Here's the other part is that it's blended a little bit because the big chunks are mostly gone. But
Okay.
it's still a little bit, I mean, look, it's pretty thick.
Yeah. No, you got to blend more.
I know.
Whoa. Easy. You're mad at the blender, not me. I don't know.
No, I am mad at you too because why are you being
I
like,
don't know why I'm getting.
it's a user error. That's what your attitude is.
There's a disconnect between the user and the device. It's in between there somewhere. Somewhere between the user and the device is the solution. I just don't know where it is.
Okay, well, maybe you should give it a go.
Why isn't mine? I thought no. You're good. Did you try turning it off and back on again? That's usually how I troubleshoot things.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my computer isn't working. Have you rebooted?
Yeah, I've worked with enough IT people to know that's the first thing I say when I make that support call. Yes, I've already turned it off and back on again.
Awesome. Are
they
you
say,
sure that you've turned it off and back? Let's go ahead and power cycle that one more time because every single IT person knows if you power cycle, it's going to fix 98% of your problems.
Yeah.
So if you'd go ahead and I know you probably already did, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. We're going to do a full shutdown, though. We aren't going to do a restart. We're going to do a full shutdown. We're going to let it sit there for a few seconds, and then we're going to do a power back on. It's a full power reboot. Have you done that, or did you hit the restart button? Because I bet you hit restart, didn't you? So we're going to do a full reboot.
Josh has worked in IT before.
So when I say, is it in lock mode?
Yes.
It's basic troubleshooting.
Yeah, I
We got
know.
to start the basics.
I've basic troubleshooted.
Good luck with your smoothie.
A couple weeks ago, maybe even just last week, you were talking about how much you hate eating in the bed.
Yeah.
You don't like when I have snacks in the bed? Well, lo and behold, guess who is caught eating snacks in the bed?
Listen, what time of day was it?
It was late.
I wasn't going to sit at the table. It's late. It was pretty late.
It was after prom.
Yeah.
And you and I
was
were
snacky.
We were kind of rehashing the night and then we both were laying there going, I'm kind of snacky.
Yeah.
Let's go get a snack.
Right. And so I wasn't going to sit at the table. It's the middle of the night.
You made the most college snack.
I grabbed tortilla chips. I put grated cheese on it and some salsa and threw it in. I grated cheese, threw it in the microwave, let it melt, and then put some salsa on it. Nachos.
Gross.
Ta-da.
You said, hey, you want some of this? No, I really actually do not. No, I don't. Thank you.
It was pretty college. But I was real lazy, and it didn't even hit the spot.
Oh,
It was okay. I've had better chips and cheese, but it's fine.
Those chips were probably stale, too.
No, the chips were fine.
Oh, okay.
No, the chips weren't the issue. The whole thing was the issue. It was not what I wanted. But I ate it, and that was fine.
Good job not wasting the food.
Well, I'm not gonna do that.
Snacking in the bed.
I also had like a pretty good plate. I wasn't just snacking on like a granola bar that's gonna crumb all over. I had a plate under me. I knew what I was doing.
Okay. I know what I'm doing every time I eat a snack in bed too.
Then where do the crumbs come from?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
There is no crumbs.
That's weird, because I feel crumbs.
On your side of the bed?
All over the whole bed.
That's your problem.
What?
It's
No.
not my crumbs on your side of the bed.
It might be, because I don't eat in the bed other than this one time.
Mm-hmm.
This one time in how many years?
That's the one time I've witnessed you.
Yes, I just secretly, when you're not home, sit in the bed and eat. Like, oh, she's not here.
Pull back the covers.
Yeah, I'm going to eat right
Crackers.
here. Right.
No plate underneath you.
Yeah, that's something I do.
I know.
No.
Weirdo.
No. Why would I ever do that?
Yeah, why do you do that?
I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. I didn't want to hang out at the kitchen table in the dark.
By yourself?
I'd be like, I'm just going to eat this whole plate and then I'll go back to bed. Nah.
It's a sad little meal to eat in the dark at the
that's
kitchen
what
table.
I'm saying. Nobody wants to do that. That's a snack on with your friend kind of situation, you know? Like, hey, bud, let's continue this conversation. I made a quick meal.
That's not a meal.
I made a quick snack.
There you go.
and now we can keep talking. You know, it was kind of like that.
It was kind of like that.
But thanks for calling me out for it.
Well, I had to.
It was a duty. You had to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said everyone needs to know about this.
Okay. Well,
I just had snacks in the bed
once in years.
No, that is not okay. In years. Yeah.
It's been years.
All right, I'll give you that.
Okay.
You're not a snacker in the bed.
No.
I am. You can eat snacks anywhere.
Correct. You want to recap Saturday?
Yeah, I do. What do you want to start with first?
Let's start with the fact that we had the 26th annual Classy 97 Second Chance Prom. Let's say a big thank you again to Browning's Honey for helping us make it all happen.
Yes.
And for being there with us. That was awesome. Got to see them, and they got to give out some honey, and they got to hang out with people. It was very cool. Very good night.
Very awesome.
And all in all, I would say pretty successful evening.
I think so.
Yeah?
I think that everybody who came had a good time.
I hope so. Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to talk to everyone, but I did talk to a few people, and they all said they had a great time. And if you looked out on the crowd, everyone looked like they were having a great time.
Well, there you go. Good times. Great times.
Some of the people came dressed up in the theme. That was awesome.
Yeah, there were some wonderful costumes.
A Shrek and Fiona.
Yep.
There were some fairies with little twinkly lights in their skirts.
Yep. There were people that had like foresty leaves and things.
Yeah.
There were some deer antlers at one point. There was a lot going on. It was a very, very cool thing to see how people interpret the theme, as it usually is. I mean, there are easier themes. Like if we did, like in 2021, it was a luau theme. Like, yeah, okay, that's pretty easy. You get yourself some beach clothes and a little Hawaiian shirt, and you're good to go, right? Then you got Under the Sea, which was interpreted in, I think there was one Ursula type outfit there, which was kind of fun. And then Space had aliens and people that dressed in the 80s, which was cool. And which has got like a spacey kind of vibe, right? Like they embraced the space aesthetic in the 80s, and the 20s did their thing. That was Gatsby. And then this one, which was very much an enchanted forest.
Yeah, I don't think people realize this, and you yourself didn't. You said, I don't think people realize. You prepped the playlist, had the playlist going.
Yeah.
And your very last song, the very last song of the night, was a slow song.
Right.
By Taylor Swift.
Called Enchanted. Yeah.
And you were pretty excited about it.
Look, if there's any way to top off an enchanted forest theme prom, it's with Enchanted by Taylor Swift, which just, I think, worked out just right.
Did good.
So Anyway, it was awesome. The 360 photo booth was running all night. And if you did not get a chance to snag your 360 photo booth video, I've got those posted and shared on our Facebook page. They're on our website and in the app, so you can just go to the Second Chance Prom link in the app and you can download those, which is cool.
I will say my one complaint was that I didn't dance enough, and I think that's your fault.
It's my fault that you didn't dance enough because I was running around and doing other stuff.
No, and you're just not a big dancer. And so I'd be like, let's go dance. And you'd be like, oh,
okay, yeah.
You're not a big dancer. I'm a big dancer. And I didn't want to go dance by myself.
Okay.
So
I mean, I was running around doing things and talking to peeps and doing stuff. And then, we went out in the crowd and
a couple of times
we danced and took some videos of ourselves dancing and some silliness. It's kind of silly when I look back at them. I don't know if you saw them.
At what?
Our videos dancing in the crowd.
No, I haven't.
It's a lot of shaky camera and some and some spinning around.
You should.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, awkward.
It's pretty. I mean, it's there.
You should post those. That would be fun.
Okay. Anyway, it's kind of fun.
I will say that you had a chaperone song in there, Hot to Go.
Yes, which you've been practicing
had been practicing.
hand motions. Yeah?
I think I had it on lockdown.
I
was excited when that song came on because I went, I've been practicing.
The fast part of it, when it's HOTTOG, you're like, whoa, hold on. And then HOTT. Yeah, that part I can do. But the fast one was like, oh, no.
I can't do it.
I don't know. Yeah, pretty good, though. Thanks, everybody, for coming out and hanging with us. 26th Annual Classy 97 Second Chance Prom is in the books. Now we got to look forward to 27th. Isn't that crazy? 27 years that thing's been going on. It's absolutely wild. And I've been involved now in the last 4. And you've been at the last 3.
Uh-huh.
Well, you've been at all 4, but you've been a part of the show and a part of what we're doing for the past 3.
Correct.
Well, good.
It was fun. I had a great time.
Yeah. Great
Afterwards,
crowd.
I just wanted to recap the whole night. And you were like, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, let's make nachos. I was a little bummed out yesterday, and we just kind of loafed around and spent the day inside because it was awfully rainy.
Yeah.
At times, it was pretty severely rainy.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, it was cold, and it wasn't a great weather day yesterday. So we just kind of moped around the house, made some breakfast, hung out, did our thing. Now, what was supposed to be happening and got canceled because of the rain was the, how many years? It's the 2025, obviously because that's this year, Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. And this is a motorcycle ride that happens all over the world. And it is to raise awareness and some funds for men's mental health and some prostate cancer stuff. There's a lot of stuff involved in the DGR, in the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. But the whole premise is that you get dressed up in like a dapper gentleman's type wear, and then you go on a motorcycle ride. And the type of motorcycle that I have lends itself to this type of event. I don't have a big Harley or it's not a Sturgis type bike ride. It's very much like croissants and
shoe shining
and that kind of thing.
Lattes.
Right. Yeah. It is completely different and historically the type of bike I have is a cafe racer. And the guys who would do this stuff in England and in other parts of the world, they would race from cafe to cafe to have tea and whatever. So it's kind of a fun little heritage to have this bike ride and to promote men's mental health and prostate
cancer
awareness and all that stuff. So really important cause. And I've done this bike ride a few times before. I was really excited to do it yesterday. The weather was causing it to get postponed a week. And then ultimately, because May is basically over, they said, we're just going to go ahead and cancel it this year. And I was super bummed out because I think that's a really fun event. And I was looking forward to it. You had purchased some clothes because you are my passenger. Pythian, I think is the right word.
I can't ever remember what it's called.
It's a fancy word. And that's fun. Like I ride the bike all dressed in like suits and
everybody
ties,
we've done this
so fun.
before. There is a dozen or so people that show up, and they're all of
maybe more 20 or so people.
The dudes are all dressed up nice like gentlemen, and there are some women there too that ride their motorcycles or Vespas. We've seen Vespas there before.
For sure.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun
to dress up. I was excited about my outfit this year. You still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I just decided, and I had picked up a new pair of pants and some nice boots. I've needed some motorcycle boots, and so I found some that I really like. And so I was really excited to get to kind of dress up and do the whole dapper gentleman thing.
I know.
And it got canceled because of the rain. So what's going to have to happen now?
Pillion
passenger. There you go. And so what's going to have to happen now is we're just going to have to get all dappered up and go out on our own and just have a date night on the bike.
Okay.
So
that works for me.
Oh, no.
I know.
Dang
shoot.
Oh.
What a terrible idea.
No. And hopefully, everything will work out and we can do it again next year. It always happens to be the Sunday right after prom.
Yep.
Just on the calendar.
And last year you missed it because you were just too wiped out.
I was completely wiped out. So yeah, I didn't get to go last year.
2 years in a row.
I know. I'm super bummed because I was like 2 or 3 on, and then I've been off now for 2, and I really wanted to do it this year, but that's the way it goes.
It's all right.
The rain made it not safe enough to do. So.
We're gonna get dressed up and we're gonna go do our own thing.
There you go. What a great little fun thing.
It is a fun thing.
I did get my sticker though, so at least I got my participation sticker that I did indeed intend to participate. So, oh well, there's that. Maybe next year, and a date night. So it kind of works out as a little bonus.
I like date nights.
All right, good.
You made some grilled cheeses yesterday?
Yeah.
I was pretty stoked about the grilled cheeses.
You are a butter grilled cheese lady.
Yes.
I like to use mayonnaise or mayonnaise, if you're fancy, on the bread instead of butter because I think it grills up a little bit nicer. I think it gives you a little bit more of a crisp.
Really?
Yeah.
For just a split second, I thought maybe you had snuck mine.
Nope.
I said,
did
please
what you
don't make
wanted.
mine with mayonnaise. And then as I was eating it, I said, I wonder if he just made it with mayonnaise.
No.
And then...
You did say it was one of the better grilled cheese you've had.
I think you put too much cheese on it.
Well, that's what Beck said.
You put a lot of cheese on it.
He said, this is too much cheese, bro.
You had a Munster cheese that you had gotten.
Yeah. Well, and that's hard to slice thin. It's a sticky cheese.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And so it was tough to make it thin sliced. And I'm just using a knife to slice it, and it's a big block. And so I was like, man, I need to find a way to make this not so difficult. When you cut like a block of cheddar, you can really get thin. It's a harder cheese than Munster for sure. But the Munster melted so well, and it was gooey, and it did a good cheese pull,
and it tasted delicious.
It did.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
That was kind of my favorite part of the whole day yesterday.
Was when I just pulled out the griddle and
you said,
cooked up some grilled cheese.
Should I make some grilled cheese? I went, yes. The only sad part was that I didn't have the ingredients to make a tomato soup to go with it.
Which is also what Beck said, because he came out of his bedroom this is 5:00 last night, and I'm like, let's do this. I got the griddle going. I got grilled cheese in process, and he's like, what are we doing? I said, making grilled cheese. Do we have tomato soup to go with it? I said, nope.
No.
Goes, oh.
No, I was kind of sad about it too. It's all right.
It does make it a meal if you've got a good tomato. I like a tomato basil, like a little bit thicker one. I'll still never forget the tomato soup I had in the hotel in Denver when I was at a convention. It was the best.
Call them up. Ask them for the recipe.
Yeah. I bet it was a bisque, right? Is that the right word? Yeah, tomato bisque. So it was a little bit creamier.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit thicker than just your watery Campbell's tomato soup, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about,
do.
right? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a watery soup. It was a nice, creamy, thick one. And man, was it good. And it had good basil in it. It was awesome.
Basil is so good.
I know.
I love basil.
It was very, very yummy. Anyway.
All we do is talk about
enough
food.
about that.
Good grilled cheeses, Josh.
Thanks.
You did a good job.
Yeah, if I would have had fancy artisanal bread, I could have made them even that much nicer.
No, the bread was fine. Sometimes the artisanal bread makes it too fancy, and then you're like, this don't even taste like grilled cheese.
You like that it was like a poor man's grilled cheese with fancy cheese?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a poor man's lady.
That is true. This is a very fun story. I just stumbled across this at eastidahonews.com. We were talking about the Pine Ridge Mall closing and being torn down, and they're going to reimagine that space, and a Target's coming in, all that stuff.
Right.
And there's been a lot of talk about, well, what's going to happen with the businesses that were in the mall. And one of those businesses happens to be the JCPenney Salon. And sometimes you forget that, like, real people work here.
Yep.
Real people have jobs here.
This is their livelihood.
This affects them.
Yeah.
So there are 7 ladies who had been working at the JCPenney Salon, which closed on May 9th. And JCPenney store's final day is May 25th.
Okay.
And so there's only a few days left. Like the end of this week, it's done. Right?
Crazy.
I know. It is crazy. It's a big change going on. But the 7 stylists who work together at the JCPenney Salon consider themselves family. And the article here says, so when they learned in January that the store would be closing, obviously the news hit hard. Not only were they losing their jobs, but they also had this dread of being separated from one another, because if you're a stylist, you're going to go find somewhere to work. And so you're going to plant somewhere else. And they thought, well, I'll just part ways. Been nice knowing you. Been great working with you. See you later. This is like the phoenix from the ashes kind of story, which is kind of fun. Brittany Purdom said, we were devastated. She is now a former JCPenney stylist and a businesswoman who had previously owned a salon. And she looked around and she said, hey, ladies, listen. She said, I asked the girls, if I open the salon, would you come with me? And the response was unanimous. We wanted to stay together and continue serving our clients. So all 7 of them have joined together in a brand new salon called Purdy in Pink.
Oh.
And it is at the former Great Clips location on Pocatello Creek Road by Ridley's Grocery Store. Combined, they have over 100 years of experience, which is pretty impressive because there's 7 of them.
Yeah.
And now they'll be able to continue to serve those clientele and new clients in this new location, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's
Good
awesome.
job,
She
ladies.
said, our goal is to give our clients a broad range of services in a flexible, happy, and healthy environment. When one door closes, you get a window with a view.
Aww.
And I think that's very interesting because you didn't have windows in the salon before.
Correct.
And now you do. So it's pretty cool. They're open 7 days a week. They do walk-ins. They do all that stuff daily, noon to 5, except for Sundays. And you can make appointments online. All the info is online at eastidahonews.com. But I like a little bit of story of resilience. I think that's pretty cool.
Best of luck to
I know.
you.
Well done.
You were working at the farmer's market on Saturday morning, which the weather was beautiful while you were there. And the second your shift ended,
it got wild.
Perfect timing for you.
I guess it really got crazy around 2:00. That was really when the rain, thunderstorm really kind of
right when everybody was trying to clean up and call it a day.
It became kind of a mad dash to get your tent out of the rain as quick as possible.
And I did see one of the artists, because I follow her on Instagram. She was trying to get her stuff all put away, and some of her pieces got a little bit wet. So she had to, later when the sun came out, she had to lay it all out and dry it out. And
that's got to be tough.
I know. When you're trying to sell art and it gets rained on.
Right.
My favorite part of that day, though, was when it started to rain and there was a little bit of thunder. I said, I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and I'm gonna go take myself a little nap. And it was awesome.
Where was I during that?
You were also taking a nap downstairs, I think.
Oh, is that when I fell asleep accidentally?
Yeah.
Because I went to move laundry, and then I sat down on the couch, and then I woke up. That was a frightening thing. Because I didn't intend to lay down. Like I went downstairs, I just sat because I there were like a few minutes on the laundry. I moved some stuff, and then I just sat down. And then when you're just like sitting there, and then the next thing you remember is your eyes opening, and you're like, what?
I had every intention of going to take a nap. I even opened the window so that I could hear
some of the rain and stuff.
Yep, because you got to have that sound.
It's good white
Snuggled
noise.
down in my blanket. I was like, time for a nap.
Yeah, I didn't have that experience. Mine was like very much like, I'm just going to sit here and wait for this laundry for a few minutes, and then I don't know how long I was asleep.
I don't think you were asleep for much longer than an hour.
It's frightening. Because I just didn't know that I didn't intend to fall asleep. Like it's dark, and I'm a basement guy. Like I grew up in a basement. I sleep well in a basement.
It's too cold down there.
I love it. And apparently, I can fall asleep quick.
You can fall asleep quick anywhere.
That's true. I could fall asleep right now. I could lay down on the floor here and be out.
You could. You absolutely could.
It's a gift.
Makes me angry. I had every intention of I was like, I'm going to take about an hour.
Yeah.
An hour is a good nap time.
Okay.
If I sleep too little, it's not enough. If I sleep too long, it's too much. Like there's like a perfect window.
Goldilocks sleeping.
I don't know what the window is entirely, but I was like, I've got an hour.
Whatever your REM cycle is.
I don't even know if I was going to hit REM cycle. I don't know.
Well, because you're supposed to go through one full cycle.
Okay.
Or,
I didn't. I think I
power nap so that you don't hit REM.
Yeah.
And you do a short burst.
The power naps are what they say you should do. But
right. The short burst where you don't go through a full cycle.
That wasn't my intention, but that's what I ended up having. I think it was about 20 minutes. And then I woke up. I was like, hey, I feel pretty good. Let's get ready for prom.
There you go.
It was a little 20-minute nap. I was like, this is fantastic. I could get used to that every day.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that they take that away after like preschool.
I know.
Put it back.
Put it back. Give us a nap time.
I could use a nap every day. But they're like, no. We got to prepare you for the labor force. No, prepare me for having a nap every day.
I'll be more productive if I have a nap.
I will be way more productive if I get a nap in the middle of the day. So much more done. Let me nap.
I know. I told Emery, I said, I'm going to go take a nap. And she goes, it's 4:00. And I said, the perfect time for a nap.
Afternoon nap.
Heaven. It was heaven.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
A while ago, we bought this thing called the dating, the adventure challenge?
Adventure dating, something like that.
And it's like a series of mini dates.
Yeah, because they do like a bigger date thing. It's like a whole like board.
Yeah.
And you scratch off the dates, and then you're supposed to like add a picture of you doing the date thing. And I saw that online, I don't know, 2 years ago. We never picked that one up, but when we were out shopping, we found a little, like, in the board game section, we found, like, a little small one that was just these mini dates. And we thought, this would be easy, something to have around. If we get bored, we can just pull a card, and it'll give us something to do.
Right.
And that's what we did last night.
In our loafing around yesterday, you pulled it out. I kind of forgot that we even had it.
Well, you were like, what do you want to do? What should we do? We're just sitting here. What should we do? And I was like, I'm out of ideas, because all we do is watch our shows or show each other videos on our phones. Like, it's a simple life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it was like, we can continue to do what we always do, or we could try something new. And it just popped in my head. We have that thing. Let's see what it's all about. We haven't even opened it. Let's check it out.
So the one we picked was dating through the decades.
Right.
And you were supposed to pick a time that we couldn't decide if it was like before we met each other or after we met each other. But we picked a time before we met each other, and you were supposed to ask each other these questions.
And answer them as if you were in that mindset of time.
And so we picked 2000. So
Right.
I was 19.
I was 18.
Oh, babies.
Yeah.
Babies. Before we knew each other.
Right.
One of the questions that we had to ask each other is if you had 30 minutes of free time, what were you doing?
Yeah, and that was weird because I was like, what was free time? Everything was free time, wasn't
Right,
it? Like I was
yes.
working or I was school or I was, post high school, I was, trying to figure out life in Arizona. Like, I don't know. I didn't have like hobbies.
No, I know. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I didn't really have, my hobbies were hanging out with my friends. Anytime there was free time, it was like, hey, what's everybody doing? It was just a group of us, and we were down in the lobby of the dorm room playing foosball or watching dumb TV. You were never alone.
Yeah, right? Like
you just always had people around.
What is downtime?
The other question we had was, where do you see yourself in 10 years? So that would have been,
where do you see yourself in 2010?
Correct.
I wasn't thinking about 10-year plans at all.
When you were 18, you weren't thinking about 10-year plans?
Nope.
You weren't thinking about getting married and having kids and all that?
No, I was not.
Yeah, me neither. 19 years old, I was like, no.
Yeah,
That's
I was
for old people.
I was just living my life. I was trying to figure out how to afford more ramen.
That's the other thing we discussed. It was like, I always had money, but where did the money come from? Not that I had a lot of money, but it was like, if we wanted to go to McDonald's and buy something from the value menu, it was like, I have $5.
Yeah, I know.
Where did that $5 come from?
Parents.
I don't know.
Came from parents. It arrived via parental deposit.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like that's
or money. My mom always used to, anytime she came up to visit, it was like, oh, I stashed $20 in your purse. Thank you. I needed that. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's where it came from. But I spent a lot of time at the pool. I spent a lot of time being annoying. I learned about LAN parties. I played a lot of early computer stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was in a technical college, so that would make sense.
That
it was
would
a
make
bunch
sense.
of nerds. And we were proudly geeks or nerds or whatever.
It doesn't. Just do you.
Yeah.
Just have fun with what you're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
I was
we
a
had
nerd.
a good time.
A foosball nerd.
Okay.
Everyone's a nerd in their own way.
True story.
Everyone's got their own little nerddom. That was fun. Not sponsored, but if you're looking for
it was a cute little
something
thing
to do and you have run out of date ideas because you've been together for a very long time, it's called the Adventure Challenge or something.
Or something like that.
It's Would You Rather, Josh.
Is it really?
It is really.
Is it really Would You Rather?
Really.
Is it really Would You Rather this or that? All right. Would you rather this or that?
Would you rather have a nasty splinter stuck in your thumb for a month?
Oh.
Or the song It's a Small World stuck in your head for a month?
All right. I think I know what I'm picking.
Okay.
What are you picking?
I'm going to pick Splinter.
You are.
I am.
I'm surprised.
Why?
Well, tell me why you're picking that instead of It's a Small World.
Because I just think they're both going to be obnoxious. Let's be real.
Okay.
But I don't want that song stuck in my head for a month.
Have you ever had a splinter?
Have you ever had a song stuck in your head for a long time?
Yep.
Yeah, I've had splinters. I'd rather go with the splinter.
You would?
I'd rather have the physical pain than the mental pain.
I would rather have the mental pain than the physical pain.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't want the constant reminder that I can't get the splinter out of my thumb for a month. Which month?
June.
June, a 30-day. Good, you picked a 30-day. Could have picked February and saved us a couple extra, but at least you didn't pick July or August.
Why? Because they're 31?
They're 31 days. It's 1 day less.
Maybe June was a big fishing month, which is why that was going to be.
That's also rude. It's a world of laughter, a world of fun.
Yeah, that's what you picked anyway.
Yeah.
You'll be out in the river seeing
That's fine. Okay. In my head.
Okay.
But I won't be in pain.
That's true.
It'll be internal anguish.
I can't stand when I have songs stuck in my head, especially that one. Oi. Oi. Now you've done it.
All day.
Now you've really done it to everyone.
Enjoy. Would you rather this or that? Chantel is running down the hall and into the room. And in the room she is.
Hi.
And here she is to tell us a story. Hello.
Do I have a story?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a story.
Cool.
Not really a story, but this is, would you want to sleep on a cliff bed?
Is this like you're rappelling or climbing up a wall and you stop and you camp on the wall?
Kind
or is
of.
this an actual like rent an Airbnb that's on a cliff?
Yeah, kind of that. It is a cliff bed in China.
Okay.
And it is, let's see, it's 330 feet off the ground.
I'm looking at the China cliff bed.
It costs $13.50, and you must wear a safety harness.
Well, okay, good. What is? I'm not finding a picture of it. I've got a bunch of. It's not the transparent glass room?
No.
Have you seen that?
No.
That's what I thought you were talking about. It's
No.
Sky Lodge.
This is a cliff bed. You can be as young as 14 years old to do this, but minors have to be accompanied by an adult. I don't know if the bed. Oh, yeah, the bed is big enough for 2 people. You don't have to stay in the bed overnight.
Okay. All right.
There's a mattress and a duvet, and you even get a cup of morning cliffside coffee.
Oh, great.
But it's mostly just set up for a quick photo shoot. You can choose to stay in overnight if you want.
You can really sleep 320 feet off of this cliff. It makes my stomach hurt. It says over 320. But anyway.
It makes your stomach hurt?
I don't like looking at it.
Really?
I don't.
I don't mind it.
I don't. Good for you. I don't know what's going on. But the older I get, the less cool I am with stuff like this.
I feel like the bed is large enough that I don't think I'm going to roll off of it. I feel like it's pretty securely attached. I was looking at the safety features on it. It looks like it's pretty firmly attached to the cliff. And you wear a safety harness all night.
Did you see how you get to the bed?
No. How do you get to the bed? That was going to be my next question. I think that's going to be my only hang up is figuring out how to get there.
That's your hang up?
Yeah. The climbing up there or getting up there? Yes.
It's like a ladder made of rebar. It's bent rebar sticking in the side of the cliff that you have to use as a ladder to get up to the bed.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
But it's only $13.50.
Neat.
And it's in China.
Yeah, and when you wake up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night, what happens?
Oh, I didn't think about that. That poses a quandary.
Yeah, it does. I'll just be on the ground. You can go up there.
I actually think it would be cool. I don't want to climb up there to get there, but I absolutely, if I was there, I think I'd be okay. If someone plunked me down there, I'd be like, cool, this is legit.
Here's where I'm staying.
Yeah.
Because this is it.
I had to climb a huge tower once.
Yeah, 30 feet, not 320 feet.
But I couldn't even make it to the top. I could not make it to the top because
with the giant ladder thing?
Yeah.
Because of upper body strength
No.
I
made it to my fingers were shaking so bad.
Because of the stress of weight or because of the internal nerves?
Probably
or
a little bit of both.
Okay.
You got to rappel once you got to the top, but I never got to rappel because I couldn't.
How did you get down?
Listen to me. Let me tell the story. Quit interrupting for a minute. I got to the very, very top bar and they go, great, you're there. Reach up. You're going to be on top of the thing. And I go, I can't. And they said, yes, you can. Just reach up. You're there. And I go, no, really, my hands and legs are shaking so bad that I'm frozen here. I cannot do any more than this. And he was like, really, though, if you take one more step, you're on top. And I go, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
So I
how'd you get down?
Hoisted my way down.
Hoisted? What does that mean?
How did I get down?
That's my question I asked, and you said I was in a rush.
No. I think what I did was you just rappel. I think I just rappelled down.
Like somebody had you on a belay.
It was a belay.
And they let you down.
Yes.
I see.
Yep.
Got it.
That was pretty disappointing.
Well, you gotta try again, I guess. You know?
It was scary.
challenging outdoor personal experience and all that.
Chantel, danger.
Oh, that's the most danger I've seen from you. I will say it. That right there and the meat grinder thing that you had to do. Those two things are the most dangerous. Yeah, the big wheel on on the ground course. Those are the most dangerous things I've seen you do.
And a rope swing. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that was part of the ground part. Anyway, I'll give you credit for that.
Thank you,
Josh. That was a job well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's going to wrap up the show. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Check out the podcast everywhere podcasts are available, and follow us on socials and all that fun stuff. And we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Happy Monday.
Thanks for listening to Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Wake Up Classy 97 is hosted by Josh and Chantel Tyler and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.